I want to get back to Tyler Perry. And also, well, first Tyler Perry, the Chitlin circuit. The caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask the ladies if either one of them would do the Chitlin circuit, or would they feel that it was beneath them, or would you say, have you been approached with opportunities where you go, it's kind of, I don't want to do that, or, you know, maybe with the lack of roles, you have done it. Either one of you.
I would love the opportunity to do it because the houses are usually packed, and I could always use that money. But the situation is, I believe, I'm not sure what it is now, but what I understood was that it wasn't union work at the time when I first started hearing about it. I don't have a bias against it anymore. I know for a while, you know, some people would talk about it like the plays were not well written, or that they weren't worthy of the audience's money. But what it seems like the evidence is that there's something going on with this type of material that resonates with people. And some people may call it schmaltzy, or they may not like the religious overtones or the values that are being promoted, but it hits people, you know, in
what about you?
Does the audience know what we mean when we say Chitlin circuit? You guys figure, like, it's like the shows with, Grandma, you better give me back my pork chop. You know, something like that. No,
but see,
right?
that very well.
Get yourself a job. That's where I need to make my money. Okay.
I would like to hear from you, Nicole.
Yeah, what you do?
You know what? Oh man, that's like a toughie. You know, some of those things I actually may enjoy watching, but I honestly wouldn't necessarily enjoy doing it, and I just I would have a hard time being on the road with something that that I didn't feel passionate about, you know.
Right. Well, see, this is the thing. I think you're.
And if I didn't believe in the work or the story or whatever.
But I think you're absolutely right. But if we are saying that the material is below par, and I don't know that that's absolutely true. I mean, no artist should be in something that they don't feel passionate about,
right,
or believe is worthy of their time and energy.
But sometimes the quality of the work that you might see in a production like that is just, I mean, you know, in my eyes sometimes it's just, oh man, it's just not good. It's just, sometimes it's just, you know, and but I mean, and that's just me personally, but it's speaking to someone, so it's a place for everything. It's just not where I would necessarily like to put myself on stage, you know. I don't, you know, in the theater. I
understand where you're coming from, because years ago when George Wolfe was head of the Public Theater, I think he was artistic director of the Public Theater here in downtown, he had Shakespeare in Harlem, and I went to a session. And I did say that I don't understand Shakespeare, I don't get it, I will not pay my money for it. I am a Zora Neale Hurston fan, Langston Hughes. Their words speak to me. Right. I'm passionate about that.
Understandable.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think I understand what you're saying. It may not be for you.
Right, but I could sit and watch it and enjoy it, but I don't think I would feel, depending on the project. I mean, maybe there's something that would, you know.
I just felt like I had to really change my mind about accepting it as a stereotype from something that I had not experienced. I feel like I have to see it and judge the performance, you know.
I think it's also safe to say that all black theater is not Chitlin circuit.
Right.
So there's a difference between, I mean, the stuff you're talking about, Detra, that's not Chitlin circuit. You're talking about doing Zora Neale Hurston and you know, many historical figures.
But she was considered something like that Chitlin circuit back in the day. I know we digressed.
Zora Neale Hurston.
But maybe one day the Chitlin circuit plays will be like Shakespeare, because Shakespeare started off like that.
Right.
Zora Neale Hurston was a folklorist. She went around and gathered the information and stories and dialects and folklore. And put our folklore together.
But that's what the Chitlin plays are all about, to me. I mean, I know we're digressing. I mean, like what you just did. I mean, it's exaggerated, it's comedy, but I look at the Three Stooges, I look at Milton Berle wearing a dress, Tyler Perry, I look at Flip Wilson, I look at Wesley Snipes, he wore a dress.
But then that's a whole nother issue. You're talking about black men running around in dresses.
It's two different things. That's
a whole nother issue right there, because I have a problem with that, just period. With, I mean, you going down a whole list, there's a problem with that. With all these brothers running, I mean, Martin Lawrence did it when he dressed up as, on his TV show. What was her name? Shanae and this one and that one. I mean, we have modern day guys dressing up like women, and I'm going, okay, first of all, you could have employed a black woman to play Shanae, right? You could have got a comedic actress. And secondly, what is that saying about how we perceive ourselves and our level of beauty once again?
That is another tradition of comedy. That has been in comedy with Milton Berle, with Johnny Carson.
I hear what you're saying.
All of these people doing it. And the thing that I would like to see is someone like the performer Dredd, who I have worked with, who performs as in male drag, and for people to see how interesting that could be for women taking on that other persona. I'm not going to paint a broad brush on these comedians who are doing something that is a comedic tradition.
But you know what? But for every Milton Berle, you had a Carol Channing, who, of course, we found out her father was black, whatever. But for every Milton Berle, you had a white actress to balance that. There are too many black male comedians playing black women where we don't give roles to black women. We don't have any roles out. So the only time you see us...
Those are their things and things that they created, like Martin Lawrence created that.
Yeah, but why is that so funny? Why is that so funny when when we don't see ourselves, we don't see enough black women getting work? I mean, we've talked about that on this show in the past. We don't see, and we're competing for roles that black women historically have played. We're competing for roles opposite our own leading men.
Like Eva Mendes with Will Smith.
I am not knocking Tyler Perry. But, I mean, I have so much respect for him and everything that he's doing, and I think it's incredible, and I think he's a great leader, and I'm so inspired by what he's created for himself.
Okay.
I really am.
And if he called me today, I go work.
I would go work.
So let me put that out there, Tyler. Don't get me wrong. Give me a call.
All right.
But yeah, and I mean, I echo that.
But we really need the government to look in and stimulate the economy by helping artists as well.
I always say artists put a smile on people's faces. So we're going to end it right here. Thank you all once again for coming out to Sister Talk. Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you, Detra.
Nicole.
That's right.
And Passion.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Detra. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I think it is fantastic. This is the 6th show.
6 or 7.